Well, it's been nearly 150 years since President Abraham Lincoln signed an ordinance that freed slaves in several states. Yesterday, a local civic leader hoped to get the community involved in recognizing Maryland's Emancipation Day. At a nearby town hall, CTV's Makia Turner sat down with Dr. James Dula, who had the details on the effort.
I'm Makia Turner in Forest Heights. Today we're joined by Dr. James Dula, a business and civic leader who's here today to talk about a new initiative that he hopes to kick off by November. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
So we're here because of a statewide recognition initiative that you hope to kick off by the anniversary of a special date, and I want you to tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, the special date is the Maryland Emancipation Proclamation signing, or the freedom of former slaves in the state of Maryland. Many people don't realize that the freedom in Maryland for former slaves took place on 1 November 1864. So our effort is to launch an extensive public relations campaign to make sure that we spread throughout the state of Maryland.
Now, this is a day of recognition that exists in a few states, you were telling me, and this effort is not new. This is something you've been trying to push forward since 2000. So tell us about that.
In 2000, I had retired from the military, and I was teaching history and African American studies in the public school system. And one of my students asked me, said, why do we not celebrate African American Freedom Day here in our state like they do in Ohio, in Florida, in Texas with its Juneteenth Day? We thought that it was a good idea to start talking about Maryland and its Freedom Day. It's important that our children know about their history, because as we began to evolve and move into the 21st century, people are saying, you have to know where you've been in order to know where you're going.
How can the community get involved in this effort? And on that day, November 1st, what would you like to see?
It's simply this: interact with us as a council so that we can take this special interest item to the public, to the churches, to the community-based organizations, and hopefully galvanize business and entrepreneurial involvement so that we can spread it all throughout the state.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much, Dr. Dula.
It's my pleasure.
And for more information on this effort, you can contact Dr. James Dula at jadula@verizon.net, or you can call at 240-644-3518. In Forest Heights, I'm Makia Turner, CTV News.
And Dr. Dula is a former African-American history teacher. He and his students came up with the idea in the year 2000 to have Emancipation Day recognized across the state.